Hey, welcome back to another episode of the She's Making an Impact podcast. I'm your host, Rachel Ngom. Today we're doing some on-air coaching and I am super excited. This is a chance for me to dive into our Activate students, dive into their business, give them some private coaching, some time with me, and you get the benefit of just listening in on our conversations to see how I would coach them. If you want to learn more about Activate and apply to join us for our 12-month group coaching program, just go to rachelandgum.com/activate. Today we've got Maureen Gaspari here. How are you, beautiful?
I'm doing great. I have to tell you, I feel like I'm coming full circle today because I started listening to your podcast about a year ago and I loved the on-air coaching episodes and I was like, this girl knows her stuff. I have to get on here. So I applied for Activate and now here I am about a year later. So it's pretty good. I'm super excited. How are you?
I am so good. The baby's down for a nap, and I'm just happy that we get to chat. So, tell us about your business and how can I support you today?
All right. So, well, I started in the online space about actually 6 years ago, but I started with a parenting blog in the parenting space and helping parents with their highly sensitive kids and kids with anxiety, because that's what was happening in my life with my son. I went on a lot of different website platforms and I ended up with WordPress.org for my website. And I grew that personal blog into an online business with courses and digital products and a best-selling journal on Amazon and a children's book coming out. And as I was doing all that over these past 6 years, I was getting a lot of entrepreneurs, specifically moms, who were following me, asking me, how I was doing it. And I started helping them with their websites and blogging. And I started realizing that there was this huge barrier when it came to the tech involved with creating these websites, and it was preventing them from sharing their knowledge and stuff. So this past January, I started this new business where I now help new and growing female entrepreneurs, particularly mom entrepreneurs who are looking to create their own website or update an existing one, and they just don't want to pay a ton of money right now or pay someone each month to update it for them. So that's where I kind of taken this new business from all my experience. And so I'm helping them tackle the tech so they can share their message and make an income for their family.
Amazing.
So, long story short.
Amazing. I love it. I love it. Okay, so how can I best support you today? I'm like looking at all my cords here for my mic and it's driving me crazy. It's such a hot mess. Sorry. Okay, I'm going to leave it. I'll do it later.
Okay. So I'm launching my first course with this business next week. And I'm hosting I'm super excited. It's like finally happening. I've done a beta launch, but this is like my official launch into the world. So I'm launching the course and I'm doing a webinar or like a workshop to launch it next week.
Cool.
So right now my list is really small. I'm noticing that with a B2B business, business to business, I'm having more trouble growing my list organically.
Really?
And I know I need to get on the podcast thing. That's one thing I haven't done as much yet. But I'm wondering if with like a B2B business, if I need to really, if you think ads are where I need to go with this, because I don't know. I mean, I'm doing Pinterest. I'm doing the keywords. I'm just realizing it's not growing as fast as my other business did that was B2C. If that makes sense.
I don't think it's necessarily the difference of B2B and B2C.
Okay.
It might just be maybe the messaging or something that maybe is not connecting or we're not putting enough content out there. So, I mean, there could be like a million things going on, but I don't think that is necessarily the difference maker.
Okay. So, well, right now, so with my, my launch next week, I have 21 people on the list for my workshop next week, which I know I went through your module on like the numbers and I know that's not a huge amount. So I'm preparing, my mindset for, I need to be growing my list for the next launch. I'm trying to look at this as like a learning experience.
Totally.
So in the next week, as I get ready for this, is there any other ways, like, I know it's kind of late now, but to increase my amount of people who are signing up for this workshop?
So what's the workshop called and what are you going to be teaching?
Okay, so it's 5 secrets to creating a profitable website that actually converts visitors into paying customers. So I'm going to be talking about some of the mistakes people make with their websites and their web design, 5 things that you need to have on your website to convert visitors into paying customers, talking a little bit about the website platform you should be on, and then introducing my course and how I can help you get to that point with like the tech, the setup and everything, the strategy.
When is this?
August 19th and the 20th, I'm doing the workshops.
And what's the URL where people can join?
So it's thecreativeimpact.com/workshop.
Okay. Thecreativeimpact.com/workshop. I'll make sure we get this on the podcast before the 19th. So anyone listening, go and join so you can learn more about WordPress. Because the tech is real. Like you've definitely found a really great niche to help entrepreneurs that are struggling with that. So that's one thing. You're here on the podcast right before, so that'll hopefully help. But in the meantime, I would just be thinking, who do you know that has your ideal client as their audience? So you were just on with Megan, right?
Yeah.
Megan teaching us about Instagram. How amazing was she, by the way?
Yeah, really
awesome.
Oh
my gosh, I adore her. So I would reach out to her, send her a DM on Instagram, say, hey, thank you so much for training us in Activate. Like I loved learning about Instagram. I have a program that I think might be a great fit for your audience. Would you ever want to do an affiliate deal?
Okay.
So I would think of like different connections that you can make. Anytime we have a guest expert in Activate, like connect with them on Instagram, send them a DM and start building those relationships, because those are the things that really start to snowball and pay off. You know how we talk about like your dream 100.
Mm-hmm.
And so making those connections, building those relationships and creating win-win situations and seeing how you could support those people.
That's a great idea. I didn't even think about like using that and connecting with our guest speakers. That's awesome.
Heck yeah. Anytime I like, for me now it's just normal. Like anytime I see somebody that like I really enjoyed what they did or something, I connect with them on Instagram. So like last year, Global Leadership Summit, I loved one of the speakers. I connected so much to her message and I was like, I need to send her a DM on Instagram. So I did. And then I invited her to the podcast and then she was on the podcast. And like, it's just start building those relationships. And the worst that's going to happen is they say no.
Right. Exactly.
Or they ignore you. Like that's like worst case scenario. Right. So who cares?
Exactly. Yeah. I'm working through all that mindset stuff too, with that, working on that. So if I do affiliates, so I can reach out to the people who did my beta course with this, right?
Yes.
And ask them to be an affiliate.
Yes. Anyone in Activate, ask them if they want to be an affiliate.
Okay. And what's like a good percentage, like 40 or 50, or is that something I just need to figure out?
It depends on your industry. Typically in like the online course industry, like it's 50%.
Okay.
So it just depends. So like I just reached out to people that were on our podcast, asking them if they had an affiliate program. They didn't have one yet. So they just scrambled together to create one so I could help them promote, because I love their course. I went through it in like a week. I was like, this is amazing. And they put together a 30% affiliate deal.
Okay.
So like it depends, but typically like if you're doing something in the online space, like with Amy Porterfield or something like that, it's 50.
Yeah. Well, maybe, I mean, that's okay. I'll think about that, but that sounds good. Mm-hmm. That's probably a good way. I didn't even think about that for reaching out.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome. And let's see. So I did some Pinterest pins for this workshop as well. And I'm started the animated pins, which are amazing. And
I know, aren't they fun?
They're so fun. I like making them with all the different like fun things and the videos. Yeah, it's great. And my question for you with that is, so once the workshop is over, and so when these people click on this pin, should I be setting it up so it says like sign up for the next workshop, or what should I put as when
we have it automatically redirect. So maybe it's a 404. I don't know exactly what Ariana did, but it's like, oops, like we're not doing this right now, but like don't leave empty handed. Make sure to grab this free Pinterest cheat sheet or something like that.
Okay. All right. So redirect that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, another question for you I'm kind of thinking like after the launch is over, should I have this on my website? Like with my other business, I open and shut the doors. Like I've never done like a full webinar. I just do like email launches. But should I be raising, like having it on my website as a higher price, or should I be opening and shutting the doors and not doing it for like another couple months?
Either works. It's up to you as long as there's some level of scarcity on that webinar. So like we sell Pin with Purpose on our website. You could buy it at any time. It's just going to be more expensive.
Okay. Can I show you my registration page?
Of course you can. Let me give you that. My co-host.
Oh, not my email. Okay, so no, let me show you this. Okay, so this is my sales page.
Okay.
Now with this, when they go through the workshop, I'm gonna give them this link once I set it up. But I'm offering it to them as two different, sorry.
It looks beautiful, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm offering it, and I don't know if this looks too busy or if this is going to confuse them. I'm offering it in two different ways, as like a DIY or a VIP, but I'm also offering it as a, like, you can take the free theme version of this with like Astra and the Page Builder Elementor, or you can do the Divi edition, which if they have Divi, because I found in my beta program, they had different things.
To you, this makes sense. To me, like I get it because I know the different themes, but the average person who needs you to get help without the tech stress, this is way over their head, and a confused person doesn't do anything. So I would have it very simple. They join DIY or VIP. Okay. And then after they buy, you could figure out which theme they want.
Okay. That makes sense.
Keep it simple.
Yeah. Because that was my initial like thinking. I was like, oh my gosh, this looks really crazy. All right. So instead, so if I cut out these buttons, should I have just a DIY and VIP, and then should I have two buttons for payment plans? Because with my thing, when you click on it, I'm going through Teachable, that's who I use, and I've contacted them because you can only do one at checkout. Like I can't have DIY or payment plan on the same checkout page.
So yeah, I would have like a small button below, like need the payment plan, click here.
Okay. All right. Awesome. Thank you for that. And right now with my offer here, this is like my DIY offer and then my VIP offer. I know something that you do a lot is offer the group coaching as part of it. And I did that for the beta. I don't have that right now. Do you feel like that's something I really need to have?
That could be the VIP option if you want.
Instead of private?
It's up to you.
Okay.
How many people did you have go through the first beta?
6.
So it's up to you. It might be helpful to do the group again, just so you get, it's like more market research for you and helping them even more. If it were me, I would do the group again.
Okay.
And I would also raise the price of that VIP.
Raise the price of VIP. Okay. Now, each time that I do a workshop, so I'm going to be, well, my other question is, like, after this launch, when should I do my next one of these? Like, should I just keep, I guess I need to get a new audience built up before I do it again, right?
Typically, we launch like every quarter, but if you like, it depends on how quickly you're building your audience. So like, I know one of my mentors, she does a new challenge every single month, but they're also investing a lot in Facebook ads to get new people into there. So it depends on just how aggressive you are with building your list.
Okay. So you really need to, so building your list is key to knowing when you should redo your workshop, because you're not going to be emailing those same people from before, right? Like that was their one chance to get it. And then
I wouldn't email them again like a month later.
Okay. Like maybe like a half a year, like 6 months later?
No, 3 months is fine.
3 months, you can re-invite them to the workshop? Okay.
Totally.
Okay. Okay.
So I would look at the copy here a little bit. Pinterest bonus. I would change it to like how to double your leads in 30 days with Pinterest.
I'm still waiting for, Courtney's doing a bonus for me. And I just we don't have it yet. So I'm just waiting to find out what
Okay, got it.
But okay. So yeah, it'll definitely be something.
Just make it a little sexier.
Yeah, than Pinterest bonus.
Got it.
So but yeah, I got some really great bonuses from the ladies in Activate. So that was awesome. And what about Facebook community? Because I'm a little bit worried about a Facebook. I have a Facebook community from my beta group, and that went well. I'm just afraid that creating a Facebook community for this course, it's going to end up being like asking me, like being like them wanting tons of support, where that's not really where I'm at with that. Like, how do I make it more of we support each other, and I'm not like constantly giving feedback if that's not part of the.
You need to be very clear when they're signing up and in the group. This is not a coaching program. Okay. This Facebook group is for you to help each other. But I'll tell you that we had that in the beginning with Pin with Purpose, and it was like the blind leading the blind. Okay. And so what we ended up doing is having a trained Pinterest expert in there and having them support them. And that's like an additional bonus that they're getting when they join Pin with Purpose. Did I have that when I first started? No. So it's totally fine. Do you have to have a Facebook group? No. Maybe you don't even have one. And then if people ask you if they could have like a community, then you can create one. And it's just as you grow, like you'll want someone in there monitoring it for sure.
Definitely. Okay. Yeah. I feel like for this launch, especially since my list is so small, I just want to get it out there, work on it. And then from there I can build. Okay. That's good to know as well. And do you think putting it on the website, if I decide to put it on the website, just make it like $100 more, or should I make it like $497 on the website?
I would make it $497.
Okay. So double the DIY. I'm going to increase the VIP anyway, and then double that.
Yep.
Well, okay. All right. Just looking through my questions I have for you here.
And this will be like a $497 course. So like every time you launch it, you should be raising the price, because I think everything in here, it's easily worth $497.
Okay. So once I get to $497 though, like, do I raise it again, or like just keep raising it till I get it to $497? Because that's kind of what I thought. Like my goal was to make it eventually $497 on like for Evergreen.
So maybe Evergreen, it's $497, and then on your website, it's like $697.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. And then I wanted to ask you about, so right now I'm working on the workshops, but I know you have the thing about the challenge, and I was thinking that a challenge might work really good with something like this, where like each day I help them with a different part of setting up their website. So by the end of 5 days, they have this site up and running with some of the basics. Should I so I'm kind of working on these workshops so eventually I can get to Evergreen. Should I focus on that before throwing in a challenge?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Sometimes my mind gets going and I start overcomplicating things and thinking of all these things I want to do. And then
but once it's Evergreen, don't launch it again live.
Okay.
Live launch something else. Like once this is Evergreen, you can live launch another program. But you don't want to live launch a program that's doing well Evergreen. I learned that the hard way.
Okay. So maybe don't throw a challenge in there. Maybe just stick with the workshops.
Yeah.
How that goes. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That sounds good. All right. Can I go back to Facebook ads for a second?
Yes.
I know that you hired this out. I just have a couple questions about that.
I'm decent. I am very decent. You could ask me, and then whenever I can't answer you, we can ask Dawn inside of Activate, because she probably knows more than I do. But
that's great. Yeah, she helped me with some of my nurture sequence for this.
Awesome.
She's been awesome. So if I decide I'm going to be pitching for a podcast after this launch is done, and working on boosting up my content. But I also think I want to take some of the money I've made with the beta launch and invest it into Facebook ads.
Yes.
I'm just not sure like what type of ad I run when I first start out. Like,
Okay.
I don't know anything about Facebook ads. So
I would do a few different things. This might be a little technical for you, but you can go back and watch and listen to this again.
okay.
I would do one where you're teaching in a Facebook Live video or a video that you upload to Facebook.
Okay.
And I would have a couple of those. So maybe it's like 5 reasons why you need a WordPress website, 5 mistakes you're making with your WordPress website. Just like 5 to 10 different Facebook Live videos or videos that you're uploading that you're doing video view ads. And then in those, you could talk to them about a free guide that you have, your free PDF or whatever, where they can go and download it.
Okay.
And so that way you're starting to build a connection, build a relationship with people. And then you can retarget people who have watched those videos. And so they call it like a waterfall strategy. So let's say like we have video 1, I would retarget people who watched 50% of video 1 with video 2.
Okay.
And then I would retarget 50% of people who watched video 2 with video 3.
Okay.
Okay. And then like so on and so forth.
All right.
Okay. And then like after video 5, you can retarget with another ad to directly to a cheat sheet, or you could even do to like a mini offer, like your baby offer.
Okay.
And or to your workshop.
So you wouldn't just run a workshop ad. You would start with.
I would start with audience building. I think
Okay.
it'll end up converting a lot better than directly to the workshop. You could test it always and see like what's our cost per lead, like how many people purchased on this one, and compare that to when we do like the audience building and doing these Facebook Lives, like what's our cost per lead for that. So you could test it out and see. Usually what happens is you're going to build that know, like, and trust factor. So it's a lot easier to sell in the webinar.
Okay. Yeah, that makes
and it's a lot cheaper to build your email list with the video view ads than it is regular.
Why is that?
I don't know. Facebook likes video. So like anytime they like something, they tend to like push it more. So like when Facebook Live just came out, even now they still push a lot of Facebook Live, right? So
the videos should be live, not like something, not like
you could do something pre-recorded and then just upload it organically and then run ads to that.
Okay. Sounds good. Now I have the Facebook page and I keep getting these notifications saying I have like $10 credit to boost something. What is boost? Like
don't boost it. Yeah.
Okay.
I wouldn't boost a post because it doesn't really do anything and you don't get to target as precise as you can if you're in the ads manager and you can say, I want this specific person actually seeing the ad and doing this specific action. Okay. So like you can set up your ads for conversion. So it's like, do you know Facebook pixels?
Learning about them.
Okay. So you can
get them on my site too.
So a little piece of code that you're going to put on like everything that you're driving traffic to. So you can set it up for conversion. So everyone who sees the Facebook pixel on my opt-in page and on my thank you page. So that tells Facebook that this was a lead and this ad converted, right? You can't really do that with a boosted post as far as I know.
No. Okay. I just have these like credits and I'm like, well, I don't even know what boosting is or.
I mean, if you want to use the money up, you can, but I wouldn't spend money to boost a post.
Chris, it probably won't do anything.
No.
Okay. All right. That makes sense. All right. And Dawn, you guys have a video about
Facebook ads
into this, right?
Totally.
Okay. I will make sure that I'm looking into that a little bit. I think I started it when I was like cooking dinner. I'm like, wait, I need to like actually
you need to sit down and take notes. There's a lot to digest with that one.
Yeah, that was it's a lot of information.
Yep.
All right. Let's see. So in the next 4 or 3 months, I guess, after I do this launch, I guess my big goals are building that email list. That's basically like everything, right? That's the big thing. That's to be my big goal. And then from there, I think Facebook ads also to grow it. Is there anything else that I should really be focusing on now that I've next week after I launch the course. I guess I have to go through all the numbers, which I'm not a math person, but crunch the numbers, right?
We can help you with that. We can help you with your
Okay.
numbers. Just developing better relationships with your Dream 100 and creating JV partnership opportunities would be another thing I would say to focus on.
Okay. JV, like joint
venture. Mm-hmm.
Through like podcasts and
like
YouTube and
like
that. Okay. Yeah, that's something I really need to work on. I didn't really do that.
We have Tom is coming on, I think in 2 weeks to talk about that. He's really good at that. So Tom Poland will be teaching us about JV partnerships.
Oh, awesome. Okay. That will be super helpful. And then my last question, I think we've covered everything I really wanted to go over, but with my opt-ins right now, I'm doing a quiz. Like I have Interact and I have a quiz that's, should I DIY my website or hire it out? And because I do web design for those who want to spend the money, but I'm noticing with quizzes, like I'm getting the opt-ins, but they're not, once they find the result, I'm not finding that they're opening the nurture sequence like my other opt-in is, where it's just a free course. And I'm wondering if that's seen with quizzes where, they get the result, they're just curious, and then they're not following up with their other emails.
Why don't you put the result inside of the email, and then the email that has their result tease the next day's email?
That's a good idea. I didn't even think about that, because right now they put in their email and it just pops up automatically.
Mm-hmm.
So they have to check their email.
Yep.
Yeah, that makes so much sense. I don't know why I didn't think of that. That makes sense. They have to open the email, because then once they open that email, then it's probably going to go to their primary inbox, right? Like it's, yeah. Okay.
Yep.
All right. I'm going to change that. And then I have a free video course that just helps them set up their WordPress website, like with hosting and stuff. They're my 2 opt-ins right now, but I'm thinking maybe I should. Do you think 2's good? Like I don't want to oversaturate.
2's fine. No, 2's fine.
Okay. And then maybe just some content upgrades, like upgrades within like some of the posts, or you
can, but you don't need to.
Okay.
Yeah, you're good.
All right. I feel like I'm good.
Yay.
Think you've covered a lot for me. I think my biggest things are just growing my email list and figuring out ads and just moving along in that way, and also the joint venture thing. So I'll be looking forward to that coaching. But yeah, I think
cool. Where can people sign up again for your workshop?
So you can reach me at thecreativeimpact.com, or for the workshop it's thecreativeimpact.com/workshop. Cool.
Well, Maureen, you're amazing. Thank you so much for being a part of Activate and for being on the podcast. I'm so excited for you.
Thanks so much, Rachel. I appreciate it.